Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday live stream. We got a lot of things to go over, so let's just jump right into it. So today is what we'll be talking about. As you can see on my left, your right, Hugo Stein's XPay and a host of other things. First of all, the question is, who is Hugo Stein's? There was this great video, and this is from Ken McElroy, and he mostly deals with real estate, investing, short-term, long-term rentals, all the stuff that I'm interested in outside of crypto and digital assets. And he put together this great video. It's about 7 minutes long. It's very short, but I want to play to you just this 45-second snippet because it encompasses everything I've been trying to really say about investing into assets and why they're so important, as opposed to the US dollar and having this melting ice cube, which is fiat, and getting stuck in this position. And it's beautifully laid out here by McElroy. So this is about 45 seconds or so. And he's going to talk to you about a gentleman named Hugo Stein's from 1920s in Germany, and how he became filthy rich through massive amount of debt as everything collapsed around him. So about 45 seconds or so, just take a listen to this. And again, the link to this full video is in the description, so check this out.
The Fed is boxed in, and foreign buyers like China and Japan, they're pulling back from US Treasuries, and they're definitely not showing up like they used to. So what happens next? Defaulting is political suicide, and that's why inflation is the silent option. This next chapter is going to be financial repression, a slow, steady squeeze where inflation chips away at everyone's wealth and the American public. So let me tell you about Hugo Stinnes, a man who became the richest person in Germany because of hyperinflation. After World War I, Germany was buried in debt. By 1921, their currency had all collapsed. But Hugo, he saw it coming. He borrowed massive amounts of paper marks, which was worthless currency, and he bought real assets. He bought mines, factories, and real estate. As inflation exploded, the debt became worthless, but the assets skyrocketed in value.
Okay, that's it. So unfortunately for you, you had to listen at a double speed because that's how I listen to all videos. So sorry about that. My man here does not speak that fast, but it just, if you have to listen to it again, links in the description. I encourage everybody to watch the whole video. But essentially what it is saying is this, and it makes a lot of sense, right? When we are talking about the debt, especially as America goes into debt and all the other countries around the world go into massive amounts of debt, you can see it is really a melting ice cube. The US debt clock right now, we're looking at 37 trillion, and it's only going up, as you can plainly see. So what Hugo did was he said, okay, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow against that, get this fiat currency, which became actually essentially useless in a very short amount of time. And he bought assets. I don't think I can say it any louder. This is what it really comes down to. I don't care if you're into land or real estate or precious metals or whatever, or Bitcoin, like most of us are. But I think I know that you have to get into assets to build, or at least to maintain your wealth. So I hope that made a lot of sense. And if you're really kind of on the fence, I know most of you aren't, but sometimes you have to talk to your normie friends or your friends and family and kind of lay it out there, like why you're investing into these assets, why they appreciate and what's going on. I linked in the description a little calculator. I didn't know this existed, and it's pretty interesting. It's the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's the CPI inflation calculator. Now check this out. Let's just put in, I wanted you to put in whatever you want, right? $200, $100, whatever else it is. And what it's showing you is the purchasing power or the buying power of $200 in 2000 and what it would take in 2025 to equal that. We click on calculate, it's almost double. So essentially in 2025, you're going to need $380 to purchase what $200 bought you just 25 years ago. So the whole adage of just holding and saving doesn't hold true. So I want everybody to, when you're looking at your bank account, I want you to really think about is how much do I need in there to cover the basics, to cover rent, mortgage, food, insurance, necessities, and how much that is just melting away. Because if I keep it in there, because of the great United States or wherever you're from, I'm pretty sure most countries, not all, most countries are inflating their fiat away. You can just take a look at that. And then look at this. Let's go back to 1980. So in 1980, $200, it's going to take 826 bucks. So again, if you were just, I don't know, hanging around 45 years or so, just putting that in there, that's what your dollars are doing. So I hope this makes a lot of sense, especially as we move forward into this very volatile market. And the whole point of this is that it doesn't matter the short-term pain. It doesn't matter of the different things that are coming up in the world. It doesn't matter what Donald Trump posts on Truth Social about Israel and Iran. It doesn't matter what he posts about tariffs. It doesn't matter about what's, in the short term, Ukraine and Russia. Over the next 5, 10, 20 years, the question you have to ask yourself is, I have a sphere of control. What can I control? I can control how much money that I have in the bank, how much I actually need for it, and how much I should really get into assets. And I think if we understand that just how important assets are through that great video that was over here, I think this is going to make a lot more sense. And now you kind of just calm down and go, okay, I think I see where I'm going. Anyhow, let me know what you think about that in the comments section, and also more good news. And it's not all good news. I'm just going to, let me preface it with this. I am not here to give you all hopium, okay? Because if I do, then everybody just runs amok. Okay, so that's the good stuff. Let's get this some okay stuff and then some negative news, shall we? Okay, so this one right here, Elon Musk. I know this is actually good news, but it could end up being very negative for crypto, and here's why. So Elon Musk, X, what was called Twitter, is to offer investments, trading, and payments soon. CEO Linda Yaccarino, nailed it, says soon you're going to be able to live your whole financial life on the platform. That sounds fantastic. X partnered with Visa to develop X Money earlier this year as a digital wallet and peer-to-peer payment services. A digital wallet and peer-to-peer payment service. Here's the downfall. If this comes out that X does or did what Coinbase is doing or did, which is put everything on Base, which is their own digital asset, cryptocurrency, blockchain, distributed ledger technology, and there's no token for that, that might be what happens. So I know people right now are thinking, well, it's going to be on Doge, or well, it's going to be on Ethereum, or well, it's going to be on Solana, or well, it's going to be on XRP, because X and XRP makes sense, right? The downfall here is that if he comes out and says, no, we made our own, I mean, come on, that's just what we do here, then you're going to see the altcoin market dump. Maybe it'll recover. I mean, obviously it'll recover at some point, but don't get your hopes up too much. However, I would say this. They're working with Visa. You know what Visa tracks? Visa tracks all the stable coins. There's a website. We just talked about this a couple of days ago, I think. Visa On-Chain and Analytics. And it's tracking all the stable coins that are out there and the chains that they're built on. USDC, USDT, PYUSP, USDP, FDUSD. And what it's doing is it's saying, like, look, here's the winners right here for transactional volume. We talked about this yesterday. Well, well, June's almost over, I guess. Tron is 187 billion. That's the most transactions in all the chains. Ethereum 153, BSC 115, Solana 18 billion. Really drops off at Binance. Right. So maybe they do this. Maybe they do a layer 2 solution on Ethereum. I don't know. But I think if they're working with Visa, they might do a permissionless or a permission type of chain. But just be aware that if Elon comes out and tweets out, we made our own, instead of Base, we're just going to call it X Slappy or something, then that's not going to be too great for, of course, the altcoins. Anyhow, let me know what you think of which chain it will actually be. And also, this is this little side note here. As far as stable coins, Custodia Bank, which is in Wyoming, this was a while ago. They actually launched a bank-issued stable coin on Ethereum. And why do I bring this up? It's because the head of Custodia Bank, Caitlin Long, sitting right here, is a huge Bitcoin. Some would call her a Bitcoin maximalist. Really talks about Bitcoin. But it was interesting that they issued that stable coin on Ethereum. And I think when people say, well, why didn't you just use Lightning? Well, she didn't. And, maybe those transactions will come back. I don't know. But that's what she chose. She is in Wyoming. And they have this one called Aavit stablecoin. Has anybody ever heard of this? Because I couldn't find anything else on it. It's being tested right now. We'll see if it actually works out. But I just thought it was interesting that they picked that. X is working with Visa. And it just seems like the whole narrative of Bitcoin peer-to-peer transactions is kind of going to the wayside and just becoming a store of value. And that's just how I kind of see things. But maybe I'm off. Let me know in the comments section. But speaking of Wyoming, just so you guys know, Kraken is leaving California, like a lot of different businesses. And they're relocating to Wyoming. which again is where Custodia Bank is, Caitlin Long. Here's why. I think it's a smart move. The state's low tax environment, libertarian roots, bipartisan support for digital asset legislation have made it a hub for crypto companies. I got to go there. Custodia Bank and blockchain startup Node Haven already call it home. Bitcoin mining giant CleanSpark also has facilities in the state. I got to applaud Kraken for moving in that direction. We'll see how it all plays out. But I got to tell you, these states that are opening things up and going, yeah, come here. We don't, we are very lax on some different things. And we have actually some different rails and regulations to follow because we know how big digital assets are going to be. So I applaud Kraken's move there. Also, as you may have known, is that I'm really liking using Kraken as opposed to Coinbase. And I'm going to be putting out this little explainer as to why I think it is superior. But before I do that and we talk about this, I need to establish the signups for my subscribers. And because of that, I've reached out exclusively to Kraken. And hopefully me and Shannon will get to talk. She's the head of marketing. And we can actually give some to you guys if you want to so much as sign up on Kraken. Why sign up on Kraken? There's a host of different things. One of these is airdrops, low fees, low spreads, very easy to use. And let's be honest, when the bull run comes, if you're just stuck on one exchange, good luck. But I'll let everybody know as that kind of comes down. But I will say, as good as Kraken is, they do some weird things. And again, I can't just give you hopium and great news about one thing. I have to balance stuff out. Well, here's your balance. Kraken launches Bitcoin staking with Babylon integration. Maybe I'm missing this. You tell me. So the integration, because it's partnered with the Bitcoin staking protocol Babylon. The integration allows the exchange's users to earn interest on their Bitcoin holdings without the need for bridging, wrapping, or lending. That's cool. Which means you probably got to keep it on Kraken. Kraken customers can use the service starting today by staking their Bitcoin without interacting with off-exchange wallets. Bitcoin is locked in a vault on the Bitcoin blockchain. Oh, that's interesting. And delegated to secure proof-of-stake networks through the Babylon protocol. So maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe you do keep it in your cold storage device, but it's through a protocol. But here's the weird thing. The rewards are not paid in Bitcoin. Users earn Babylon's baby token. I'm just going to leave it up to you guys to figure that out. If that's a good thing. It just seems crazy. Anyhow, let me just think about that in the comment section. Then to wrap this up, let's talk about a little Bitcoin and Solana Treasury. I'm very happy when these businesses get it. And I think what we should really be doing is tracking these companies and seeing how their stock has increased as they've put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, we know what happened with MicroStrategy, and we know what happened with Planet, I forget the name of the Japanese company, correct me in the comments. They've done great. But there's a lot of different companies that own Bitcoin that I'd like to see how their stocks are doing. So if somebody knows of a website that we can refer to, or someone wants to make one, even better, I'd like to see how this works out. But right now, NASDAQ-listed healthcare firm opens Bitcoin Treasury. It's called Prenetics. Oh, nothing here. And this is it, Prenetics. Apparently, they have partners in David Beckham. It's a strategic investor. They're co-founding partners. It looks like it's IMA, early detection type of healthcare and longevity or something. But anyhow, the interesting part here is that they purchased $20 million worth of Bitcoin to put it on its corporate treasury. If every single, if let's just say 5% of businesses do that, where do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to go? I think it'd do pretty well. Also, Solana is doing the same thing. This is actually, I think, the third or fourth company that's doing this from Curb.Sol. Give him a follow. Just in, another company announces plan to add Solana to its treasury strategy. Everything blockchain Inc., EasyBT. Institutions are accumulating SOL. And again, I said, hey, we should track these companies, see how their stock prices are doing. So I'd like to do that as well with the Solana companies to see if those companies' stocks have gone up, because I think the one gaming company that did it for Ethereum, their stock price tanked by 60%. So not a good play on their part, but we'll see how it works for Solana and Bitcoin. So far, it's worked out pretty well for MicroStrategy and MetaPlanet. And again, to balance this out is Solana. Sorry. Jupiter halts governance voting to tackle burnout and refocus on innovation. I don't know the backstory. Maybe some people could fill me in, but this is what I just read. So they are shutting down their DAO because there's too much complaining and there's too much animosity and too much complaining. Here's what we got. The move temporarily disables one of the main utilities for Jupiter's native token, Jupe. If you don't know Jupiter, it's a decentralized exchange. They have a DAO. The more Jupiter that you own, the more that you can vote, blah, 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 blah. Same thing with DAOs. And what they're saying is that we're going to stop that. Jupe, which powers governance proposals and decisions within the Jupiter DAO. Voting activities will be on hold until at least the end of 2025, according to a statement shared by team member Kash Danda. Recently, he states, one thing has become clear: the current DAO structure is not working as intended. We hear the complaints, we see the breakdown in trust, we feel the perpetual FUD that grows with every vote. We don't want to deal with it. Jupiter's DEX remains a major player in Solana with more than 2.2 billion locked. Daily fees of 1.6 million, wonder where that's going. And Jupiter's aggregate has lost momentum. User traffic has dropped by up to 60% as far as the Solana decentralized exchange. And competitors like PumpSwap dominating the meme coin niche, which is trash, now accounting for a majority of that trading volume on Solana. And there you go. So there's a little bit of balance. And to leave things off with not a bad taste in your mouth, here's some good stuff. We're early. From Vivek. Somebody bought 300 Bitcoin and held it for 11 years and sold today for $31 million. Now, obviously, that person got in early. But do you think we're late? Do you think we're early? I think this video pretty much encompasses just how early we are. Let me make sure you can hear this. I'm going to share this real quick. This video just explains how early we are. Oh, no, I messed it up. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Deal with me. Hold on. Let me do this again. This video. This is how early we are.
Who's that dude? Oh, that guy? Oh, he's the fella who bought Bitcoin at $100,000. Oh, man. I knew I should have done that. Yeah.
Don't be nerdy guy and miss out on this. I am still dollar cost averaging Bitcoin every single day on Kraken. I think in the next 5 years, it's going to pay off massively. I could be wrong. We'll see where it goes. But again, I still say we're early. And that's it for today. Sorry. One last PSA. I know people were asking about this yesterday. Minutes Network, very early stage project. We don't do much anymore. They have launched in April, and I'm just going over as far as their results and how to stake the Minutes Network token, which are there's a nice little partnership between them and World Mobile Token, and they've got decades in telecommunication industry. Check that out on Dan Degen. Links in the description. And that is it for today. So thanks, everybody, for stopping by. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We talk about is time sensitive, even on Friday. But that will conclude that part. Now let's go a little Q&A, answer all your questions, and then we'll get out of here and enjoy this sweet, sweet weekend that is upon us. What do you guys have? William says, thanks, Rob. Have a great weekend. Hey, I just want to say thanks to everybody, as I messed up that one part of the video. I didn't get one boomer comment. That was actually a good, big win for me. I'm feeling pretty good today. Don't have to use my walker. Didn't drop my AARP card. This is a great day. Howdy, chair. Yeah, Rob's on fire. That's a good day. I feel good. Interesting. Thank you, Nuker. Hey, Rob, since you live in Puerto Rico, do you still have to pay taxes on any crypto gains when you sell? And did you give up your U.S. residency, or are you a resident of both? So, to answer your question, it's a funny thing. Puerto Rico is a commonwealth of the United States. You don't have to give up any like citizenship or anything like that. They're American citizen. That's the first thing. When I moved over there, which was towards the end of 2020, early 2021, all the crypto that you have when you move over there is still taxed at capital gains, regular mainland tax. Everything that you accumulate from the point that your foot steps down on Puerto Rico, there is no capital gains tax. As long as you sign up for Act 60 and you pay all the fees and you go through all the regulations, one of which, of course, is you still have to pay property tax. You still have to pay federal tax. That's just how it is. You still have to give tens of thousands of dollars to a charity of your choice that resides in Puerto Rico. And you actually have to hire people who live in Puerto Rico as your employees. So if you do all that, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. I am still paying some capital gains tax because I accumulated a bunch of crypto from 2017 to the end of 2020. So that part that gets sold, I still have to pay capital gains. Everything I've accumulated since then, which is pretty sizable, no capital gains. However, you do, and the only downside is you get to live in paradise. That's pretty much it. I don't understand why people didn't move there, but I get it. I mean, you have your family, you got your kids, you got the schools, you got your friends. You don't want to move, but I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity, at least just to visit and check it out, you should definitely come down. And there's great places you can go, and we even have meetups. So hopefully I answer your question. Aristotle played, Rob, you DCA on a Sunday. You were not a 7-day-a-week DC, are you? Are you one of them? I am one of them. I am. And it's because I am kind of like the Ronco food dehydrator guy. I just set it and forget it, and I just let it go. That's it. Now, we did a video. This was last Sunday with me and Jerry V. Hall. It was a good recommendation. We took a look at dollar cost averaging every single day as opposed to dollar cost averaging only during the time of extreme fear and stop in the DCA process when it goes to neutral, greed, and extreme greed. And we took a look at a lot of scenarios, and that does work if you do it like that, but it's over a very long time frame, say 3-4 years. As far as like a shorter time frame of a year or less, it doesn't really work that well. So I'm not the guy that's going to look at every single time and go, oh, it's extreme fear, I got to stop, and then I got to put it on, I got to do this. I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to dollar cost average, and that's pretty much it. And I get to go and have a relatively stress-free life. Rob, what's your plans this weekend? Well, I was going to go play volleyball, some friends. We'll see how my things come up. As far as that, not much. This is kind of like a lazy weekend. Now, last weekend, of course, we just got done with I told everybody I went to France, but of course I lied to everybody because I don't want to get wrench attacked. Just got back from a cruise in Cozumel in Mexico. Great place. So just kind of recovering. I'm taking a vacation from the vacation. Let's see. Hello, where dogs thrive. How frosty. Rob, any pool diving planned at 150? Now, I'll do it at 200 though. I'll do it at 200. Oh yeah. Day-to-day. Any NFA on for next week? We missed you and Ben. Ben's traveling, and me and Gary are just like, we'll get back to it next week. So yeah, next week, NFA Live, me into the CRYPTOVERSE and Coin Bureau, my man. Hey, Ben's chair, vacation for me starting today. Send me a Bitcoin. If I send you one, hopefully you'll send me 2 back. Aristotle, still 353,000 subscribers. I got to tell you, that's a win for me. Like we talked about yesterday, I've been losing subscribers every single video. Please like and subscribe, Health Use Algorithm. Thank you, Plato. I appreciate that. That's always good. Citizen by investment allows you to gain citizenship and tax-free income. That's very true if you want to go that route. I personally just like the fact that I'm in Puerto Rico. It's great. And if I have to get back, family issues, whatever else, I'm very close. So it's like I'm in Dubai, 22-hour plane ride or something. I'm not doing that. Mandatory myocarditis. Remember the Boston Tea Party? Crazy how far we come on taxes. Yeah, we were pretty upset for a sub 1%, 2% tax. And we went to war with Britain. And of course, we claimed our independence, 1776. But, nowadays, hey, 27%, no problem. 33%, that hurts a little bit, but I'll let it go. 45%, because I'm in a very high tax bracket. And of course, we understand that with taxes, it's progressive tax, but still, it's not about the people that aren't paying the taxes. it really comes down to is what the hell is the government doing with all that tax money that they collect? It seems like there's a lot of fraud and abuse and waste. And I'm not going to say that Doge was like the end all be all, but come on. If you get that much money and you're in an organization, you're not going to waste it. It's just natural human nature. Rob, what are some new projects on top 100 that caught your eye and you are looking more into, or is it just none and you're focused on what you got? I'm kind of focusing on, AI plays like Aether. Mostly I'm focused on Bitcoin, 75, 80%, right? The other 20% is everything that are on the rails of stables, which would be, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Tron, and a couple of layer twos. But the other parts I've kind of come across and I've been kind of irking away. Here's another thing I was going to run by everybody. And this is not going to be too popular. But how many of you just have a bunch of zombie coins that they're just there in your wallet and you're like, this isn't doing anything for me? And how much is it? Like, is it like 1%, 5%, 10%? I wonder if we all just started to go, you know what, this stuff sucks and it's not going to go anywhere. Maybe it'll jump up 10x at some point, but it's not really moving right now. I think since we have so many tokens out there, why don't we just start cutting these at the loss? Not at a loss, I should say that. Let's just start cutting it and go, you know what, if we want an altcoin season, maybe it's up to us to make it start running. And to do that, we have to move some liquidity from the worthless tokens that haven't really done squat for us, or our stupid meme coins that shouldn't do anything. And let's put those into products that actually do stuff. Just saying, right? So maybe if you have like cloth coin or useless coin or whatever it is, it doesn't do anything, even though it might have pumped a little bit beforehand. What if we just took that and just put it onto rails of stuff that actually works? And you can decide what that is, but maybe it's time to get out of these 10, 20, 30, 50 altcoins, if that's what you're into, and just put it into some like the top 50 altcoins. I don't know. What do you think about that? I was debating on even talking about that, but I think that's what I'm going to start doing. Smiley, Sunday is usually a good day at DCA due to the Sunday dumps. That's very, very true. Taxes that went to the British is different than taxes that go to our politicians, even if both are correct. Well, it's true. Cozumel is a great time. I've been and I'll go again. Beautiful place. Great people. But when I'm okay, no. Welcome back. We need someone like Apple to integrate crypto in the ecosystem. The normies want to get that on board. That, I just saw an article where there's an app within the App Store that is allowing payments in Bitcoin. Here's my question. Who the hell is paying for things in Bitcoin right now? Who's doing that? And I mean, maybe it's a problem with us. I know like Steak and Shake said that they saw a mass increase in the amount of revenue because of people paying on with Bitcoin. I think it's in the Lightning Network, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me. And if that's the case, then maybe we're just doing things wrong. Maybe I'm doing things wrong. Maybe I should start selling or using my Bitcoin and spending it. But the thing that gets me about that is that every time I spend it, I don't know if these people are thinking about that, that's a capital gains tax transaction. It just is. So like if I bought Bitcoin at 100 and now it's 1,000, and then I go to Steak and Shake and I buy, $50 worth of stuff, and that's going to be, not only am I going to pay tax on that for the state tax, whoever Steak and Shake is, whatever state it's actually in, now I got to pay the capital gains tax. So the meal that maybe was $50 was actually $72. I'm like, damn it. Am I way off base here? I don't know. Let's see. Puerto Rico sounds like Florida. Says First Coast. No state tax on income, and the governor looks at getting rid of property tax forever. Ron DeSantis, I support that. So we can actually own our own homes outright. What'd be great is like our grandparents. I mean, mine aren't around anymore, unfortunately, but your grandparents, wouldn't it be great if they could just own their house outright and not have to pay ridiculous taxes? Now, I know in every state is different, but like if you're in California and you're on a fixed income, good luck. New York, same way. Massachusetts, woo. Okay. Rob, why do we keep going from retire soon to work at McDonald's soon? Because people overestimate what they can do in the short term and they underestimate what they can do in the long term. So I need everybody to have a longer time horizon, whatever you thought it was. Maybe you want to increase that just a little bit. It's kind of like every contractor I've ever worked with for real estate. How long is it going to take? Oh, it's going to take a couple weeks, man. Me and the boys will get out here. Okay. Then 4 or 5 weeks later, you're like, what the hell happened? Well, couldn't get this done, couldn't get that done. This happened, this, that, rug pull, whatever. Same thing. Just might take a little bit longer. But that's okay. Ben's share. Well, I'm glad Ben's share gets a break. Guy works hard. Send me 1 Bitcoin and I'll send you 2 back. At least I'm honest. Yeah. Send me 2. I'll send you 2 bonk. It's funny. Why would anyone subscribe to this beautiful channel? Lawrence, I don't know. Probably because I'm not full of hopium or something. Or maybe, you know what I think it is? Somebody's going to watch this video and they're going to see me talking about Solana. And they'll be like, that guy's a piece of trash. I think that he should be talking about Cardano because that's the future. Or I talk about XRP on another video and people are like, oh, that guy's an XRP maximalist. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's changed. Unsubscribe. That's pretty much how it is. Even though like I got a nice little exchange between a fan who's like, hey, why don't you stop being a Cardano maxi? And I'm like, what the hell is this coming from? But yeah, that's pretty much life in the YouTube verse. It's okay. It's kind of funny. I do it for the trolls. Are they still talking about nukes? No, Kronk. But I did see that Trump gave Iran a 2-week notice. Like either give up, I think it's sign the treaty or get rid of the uranium enrichments that you guys are doing, or we're going to team up with Israel. And I don't know. Again, I'm not a geopolitical expert. I'm not going to put that geopolitical hat on. Like, oh, now I'm a geopolitical expert. I'll leave that to those guys. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like I have more zombie coins every day now. What everybody feel like if we just start doing that? We just start saying, you know what? Take your zombie coins, the ones that are outside the top 100. Maybe you can keep 1 or so, and just start putting into things that actually, are appreciating, doing well, and we see it's a clear utility case. Can we just agree that we should probably start doing that? Make our own self-fulfilling prophecy of this mythical altcoin season. They weren't zombie coins before, it's true. Rob loved the GoFundMe updates. I'll be doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we do a charity with a local Puerto Rico a dog shelter called Amigos de los Animales. It's a great shelter. Audrey has been running it for 30 years, and she essentially gave her house up to shelter dogs. I mean, who does that? And she's done it for 30 years. It's a beautiful house. I mean, it's right there on the beach. I mean, it's like the greatest thing of all time. The problem is she doesn't have any place for her to go. So she's like, we're overextended on the dogs, and I just like just a little nook for myself to be able to have a detached part of the house. So we're going to build that for her. And that's it. So yeah, thank you, Thrive. I appreciate it. Yes, between 5 and 10%. Sounds good. Yes, great. Yeah, I was chilling with David today. Great guy. Great channel. Rob chilling with the Sin City Crypto today. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait for Jerome Powell to be gone. That guy's, I don't know. Rob, when his iTRUST starts offering staking, you'll be taking advantage. I'm also a victim of Celsius Voyager 2. Got sats, mean you both. So I know what they're going to offer staking. I know what's in Q3. And it's going to be 3 of them. So that's going to be pretty cool. You're going to, in your Roth IRA, you're going to be able to stake crypto in your Roth IRA. So you get to compound that, and you don't have to pay capital gains tax. And some people ask me like, well, Rob, why are you doing a Roth IRA with iTRUST when you don't have to pay capital gains in Puerto Rico? That makes no sense. And the reason is this, is at some point, maybe I don't live in Puerto Rico. It would suck, but maybe I have to come back for family matters. Maybe I have to come back for business matters, and I can't keep the stipulation of being there, more than 6 months out of the year. These things happen. So I have to protect myself, and I have to protect my financial future. So I'll just put a part of that of my funds into a Roth IRA with iTRUST. So if I come over here, at least, hey, when I'm 59 and a half years old, which is coming up fast, then I can be able to take that out and that'll be tax exempt. It works pretty well for Peter Thiel. He stuck his PayPal stocks in a Roth IRA, which are worth pennies. And now it's worth like $5 billion or something like that. I did a video about it, links in the description, Roth IRAs. So yeah, I'll be taking advantage of it. And I think you already know which crypto it is as far as for staking. Gas fee fees. They paid taxes because someone with a feathered pen had to spend hours writing, stamping, and archiving documents on property rights, and that stuff is done in seconds digitally. Very true. Yeah. Hi, Rob. Oh, John Luis. Always good information. Hey, Rob, Solana more than 100 million transactions on June 7, 2025, more than all other SCP blockchains combined. Why is nobody talking about that? Good question. Although, I got to tell you, Solana is, like I said, Solana is inevitable. It's, it's just going to do well. And we talked about the VC part of it and the unlocks and everything else. I got it. We talked about it, though. And yeah, 100 million transactions. The question is, though, is like, and this is always the question is, what are the actual transactions? What are the voting transactions? How much of that is, meme coin transactions that are just kind of like in and out? It's still a lot. And it does prove they can hold up to it. When's the last time Solana went down? Anybody know? Because that's what everybody's going to ask. Well, it goes down. Well, so does Wells Fargo, my crappy bank. And things tend to work, even though it's down every Saturday and Sunday. Just saying. All right. 2i transaction fees for Bitcoin, less using Lightning. Yeah. Nuker says, your altcoin strategy is exactly where I'm heading with the majority of funds in Bitcoin. I'm older. I'm looking for a less stressful investment strategy. There is nothing better than sticking your altcoins into like either an altcoin that's pretty stable-ish or Bitcoin, which is, doing pretty good. And just going, check you back in 4 years. There's like this, I don't know, it's like this weight gets lifted off you. It's awesome. Same thing when you pay off your house. You don't have a mortgage. Oh, so great. Or when you, pay off your car and there's no payment on your car. Ooh, it feels great. You're like, I got no bills. That's pretty much it. Stake and shake. Yeah. I have worthless cryptos I got on Coinbase from learning about them. I just swapped them for Bitcoin. Don't like the tax transaction. Comes with it, but like $2. Yeah. Stake and shake is trash food anyway. At least they're starting to cook with tallow, which is pretty good, instead of some type of seed oils. Move to a place without capital gains tax. You left, true. California Prop 13. Regulations. What's the Pi cycle doing? It's not, the 350-day moving average times 2 is not close to 111-day moving average that I know of. So I don't think it's, we can check. Let's see. Pi cycle. Pi cycle down. So again, created in 2019, pretty good retrospectively. Did a decent job in 2021. Actually did a really good job. It said here, this is pretty good. 10th of April, 2021. What was Bitcoin's price? About 60, 59,000. That's pretty good. It didn't hit the top 67, but whatever. And today, how far? It's very far away. We got a long ways to go, guys, I think. So that's the Pi cycle top. There's my TA for the day. I know, it's pretty pathetic. Money Pit, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Marky. Great question, Marky. Who's Hugo? So let me play this again. But let me play this on a speed that's like normal. This is what I was talking about. Let me see.
away at everyone's wealth and the American public. So let me tell you about Hugo Stinnes, a man who became the richest person in Germany because of hyperinflation. After World War I, Germany was buried in debt. By 1921, their currency had all collapsed. But Hugo, he saw it coming. He borrowed massive amounts of paper marks, which was worthless currency, and he bought real assets. He bought mines, factories, and real estate. As inflation exploded, the debt became worthless, but the assets skyrocketed in value.
So to answer your question, Marky, just get a bunch of assets. That's pretty much it. Land, real estate, gold, silver, Bitcoin, whatever you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Massive 2-week swing trade happening. All you traders out there. Looks like dump's going to get worse. Oh, great. This is awesome. Let's see. Now we're talking. And this is exciting. Let's see. Hold on. Probably window. That's going to get worse, that's for sure. What do we got? In the last 24 hours? Well, it did go to 102,750, but it bounced right back up. And you guys got my hopes up. I was kind of hoping for that would go below 100K, and then we could really start falling. See what I get? Ben's chair says my target is 96K. Ben's chair is going to be on vacation. He's not going to do anything. Daniel says, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. Did anyone notice that Psy pumped right when James released the Sweezy video? Sweezy? Yeah, that's right. He did a video comparing the both, and I think he was pretty bullish on Psy, and I think it pumped pretty good. Maybe there's a James indicator. Who knows? All right, everybody. That's it for today. I got to do some things, get some things done. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Tomorrow might be a little busy, but we'll see if we'll put something out. If we don't see each other on Saturday, definitely on Sunday with me and Jerry V. Hall. That's it for today. So if you like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend. Don't worry too much. Right place, right time.